Eagle Rock is historic, and as far as LA goes, historically, the houses here run the gamut from houses that were built in the 20s, such as this property that was originally built in the early 20s. When you look around, you see Spanish, you see Craftsman, you see mid-century, and that's kind of the coolest thing about this neighborhood.
We had always been planning ever since when we first got married and I moved in to remodel, but we kind of just never got around to it until we had our son. And then that was a little bit of an emergency push. Okay, it's time.
Motivation.
Yeah, he was definite motivation. That's when we really decided, okay, it's time to do something. The house before was cute, but it was not gonna meet our needs anymore.
The house needed a lot of help, a lot.
And plus it was kind of small.
Yeah.
So we had
really tiny. It was like 600 square footage. Mm-hmm. It's super tiny. It was just one bedroom, one bath, but tiny, tiny, tiny. Everything, together. And I knew that, they really need to expand and to have that extra space in here.
There's some beauty in keeping the style of the house and just expanding on it and honoring that. We decided to go with a natural wood door, sort of a beacon, if you will, to the inside of the house. And then when you open the door, then you have the living room and you have the kitchen and you have this open feel. First room you encounter is the living room, obviously. You can see from the front of the house to the back of the house if you open the doors. You can look right down the hallway. In the past, everything was sectioned off. I think that's what the old style was, where every room was walled off. And that worked back then, but now we're combining the old and the new and making something hopefully better.
Well, I love the bright color. Before it was just a little bit drab in here. And then I also love all the new walls, because those walls are really old. And so it looks very smooth, very clean. I'm loving the extra counter space. Because the other kitchen was very small, there was no counter space. And now I have a lot of counter space, a lot of area to chop. I can set out my ingredients, it's so much easier. And the way I chose my cabinets was very purposeful, so that I would be able to have everything right next to the stove. That's the great thing about remodeling, is if you know how you cook, you can organize everything the way you want. And so I'm very happy with the way I set this up.
Like everybody has different taste. So it's not up to me. So what I do, I always tell them, you gotta choose what you like. Something that is gonna make you happy.
We kind of get into their shoes. And when I design something, it's something that I know is gonna work perfect for them.
We wanted to do tile, and we also wanted to honor the style of the house. We had been seeing this black grout with white tile look, and I love the way it came out, because it reminds you of those old 1920s, like in your grandma's bathroom kind of look, but a little updated. We kind of married the two in a way I feel that I really am happy with.
Continue past that and you come into the master bedroom with all the windows on the right side and the master bath and walk-in closet on the left.
You look out and you can see all the trees, you can see all the buildings. And
yeah, we wanted to take advantage of the fact that we're on a hill and that we have great views up here, so definitely windows, windows, windows to capitalize on the view.
In this bathroom, we used white subway, which it was their selection, and it's a great selection, it's porcelain. What I like about it is that they kept the same flow through both bathrooms, because again, this is a small house, so you don't want to have one personality, a different personality. They have both within the same design, which is really cool.
This does feel like us, like our style, our choices.
I could tell that some of our choices, maybe they weren't accustomed to, but they were definitely open, so they didn't really give us pushback saying, don't do that. They said, all right, let's try it. They were down to earth. I knew immediately that the relationship was gonna work. They complemented what we were looking for, and they gave us great suggestions. It was just a positive collaboration all around.